All right, guys, we are off and running. There is the bell. Everybody is watching NVDA right now. All eyes are on NVDA. I wouldn't short it above the 100 moving average here on the 5-minute chart. I would not. You know there's going to be a lot of profit taking here. People that held overnight. I mean, this stock does offer the opportunity to be aggressive. All right, so I'm getting in under the 100. See if it's going to sell off under the 100, or is this going to be a bounce? I could always flip it and go long, you know, and wait for it. But right now we have profit taking. We have profit taking. I'm trying to cut the thing off and it takes a picture. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. $378.24 is where this thing is sitting. Give you a price context as to where this is. 378.24 is where this is. So I want to start taking profit at 375, but I'm going to do manual. There we go. I want to do manual. Damn it, man, I missed it. I missed it. Gonna have to wait for it to get there. I should have put it out, but I was gonna do it manual. But I put 374 out because that's kind of where it got to the last time. See if we can hit 374 here. Yeah, there we go. Don't stop me out on a base hit, man. Come on. Damn it. It bounced back. So let's wait. See if it's going to give us a 5-minute opening range breakdown. If it does, I'll add to it. 373.27 is the low. Alright, so we're going to add back to it. I'm looking for 370. It bounced. This is going to be really volatile today. It's going to be really volatile and really tough to trade. So you got to have nerves of steel. I'm looking for 370 for my next profit target. As I add it back on the break of the opening range low. 5-minute opening range low. So looking for 370. I don't know why we're getting stuck at 371. Not sure. It doesn't seem like a smart place to put. 370 I would feel would be a target people would be looking to get to. There we go. Nice. 367.50 would be my next. Next target. $367.50 and then 365. There we go. $25,365. I'm just locking in profit at psychological levels right now. That's all I'm doing. We might get a bounce and get stopped out here. I was thinking 365 would be a bounce spot. But it may bounce here, take me out. Okay, DLTR. Who's on DLTR? if you weren't trading NVIDIA, DLTR was a good move. Looks like a base hit though. Alright, so we bounced and got stopped out. Four-figure trade on NVIDIA, because that's what we're getting. DLTR too, excellent. See, I love it. I tell you guys every day, I love it. I love seeing you guys doing your thing. That tells me you're learning and you're taking to heart what I'm sharing with you. And I love it. That's all I can ask. And that's the goal of me teaching here. Yep, and I appreciate you guys too. Absolutely. You know, not too many people are, you know, have what it takes to, you know, be disciplined and not follow, you know, the fairy tales, and to come in and do what you need to do every day. And it makes a big difference. Alright guys, Tesla, here's what you need to be careful with on Tesla. There's a 5-minute opening range low. You got the 200 moving average right here, about 50 cents, 58 cents below. It's likely to get stuffed here. So I wouldn't short into this. I would not short into that. If I was going to trade Tesla, I would definitely wait. Until it gets clear. Now NVIDIA is not, there's no way I'm buying the bounce here. Look at all the resistance. And it could very well trade through it. But this is the risk I'm not willing to take. You know, this is what makes, you know, consistency. How many times will it trade through that versus how many times would it fail? If it fails more times than it works, this is not an edge. And just because it worked one time doesn't mean you should do it. It has to be a defined edge that you can execute every time, over and over and over again. And, you know, like I was telling you guys, just because when you get in a trade, just because it goes against you doesn't mean it's not going to work. You got to trust the technicals. You got to trust the technicals on the chart. And that's what's telling you. Yeah, remember what we talked about on snow. Remember all of the levels that we see. Let's look at. Remember all the levels that we see on snow right here? You see it? Got to be careful of those. Okay, Tesla did not confirm under the 200 yet. Once it confirms, we may have a trade. There it goes. But I'm worried about this. We got it confirmed under the 200. That's what we're waiting for. It confirmed under the 200. So there's red to green right there. We would look to take some profit there. It got scared. It got scared. Wow. You see how it didn't even hit it. It just kind of quickly bounced. It's reacting to this right here. And hey, if it doesn't work, there's no shame in taking it off. So we got our first target. It wasn't much, but I had the price in wrong. I didn't want to do 125. That's I had the price wrong. I mean the share size wrong. I'm sorry. I had the share size wrong. Ed, you can mess up. You make it too easy to mess up, buddy. Now, if we confirm going red to green, meaning if this candle closes above yesterday's close price or confirms going red, green to red, I said it backwards. So if it confirms under yesterday's close price and makes a lower low, I'm going to add back. But it has to close. Doesn't look like it's going to do it. It closed above. That's not what I wanted to see. Doesn't mean it's going to bounce. I just really would have loved this candle to close below so I could feel good about adding once it took out the low. So we'll see. This is typically, this is what you see start to happen after the first 15 minutes. You know, things start to mess up. So you can see we found the bottom here. So we've had a really, really good morning. Catching, and NVDA is not over. So don't get me wrong. Tesla and NVIDIA really aren't over yet. If Tesla comes back and confirms going red on the day, you know, we got to trade. It's just that, you know, in the mornings, this is what happens. It can fake a little bit. This is why we trade it the way we trade it, so that we're focusing on, you know, locking in some profit if it gives it to us. It's not what we wanted. This isn't the whole move we were looking for. But, you know, it stalled out here. We got out. We got a little bit of profit. Now, if it comes back, if it rejects up here, like the 5-minute opening range low or the 200, and it pulls back, and it confirms taking out, you know, red to, or green to red, yesterday's close price, then we got to trade to the downside. Yeah, it'll take out 182.50. Yeah. It would take out, if this confirms below, it would take out 182.50. So definitely. I mean, obviously there is you don't even have to tell me there's a level there. Look at the candlesticks. Remember we went through learning what each candlestick meant? When you have a wick, you know, a longer wick to the downside, and it gets bought back up going into the close, you got another candle come in, it wicked down, and it's getting bought back up. That tells you right there you got support. You know that just by reading the chart, just by looking at the candlesticks. That's why I tell you, you know, these indicators are on training wheels. They're training wheels. A lot of professional traders do not use these. They don't. And honestly, I think I'm at the point where I don't have to use them either. But I'm teaching you guys, and you have to go through this. It's just like going through the different levels of school. You know, you got to go to elementary school before you get to middle school. You know, you don't have to go to preschool and kindergarten, but that helps. You know, and you got to go to middle school before you go to high school. You got to go to high school before you get to college. Now, some people are smart enough to, you know, kill high school in a year or two and go to college. But that's what this is. Gotta keep things simple. That's what makes this work. That's what makes it work for us. You know, we didn't go to college and take classes on the stock market and, you know, study for the level 7 test or any of the other tests. You know, we're learning this on our own. And honestly, to do this, you really don't need it. You just need to learn and understand what the chart's telling you. And that's why I teach you the way I teach you. And yeah, it doesn't coincide with a lot of people because a lot of people teaching don't really understand. They're just teaching what's in the book, so to speak. And me being a professional teacher, you know, a licensed professional educator here and teaching high school students, I've got a really good idea of the best way to educate. And honestly, if it wasn't for that, if I hadn't have been a teacher, I probably would have washed out of trading a long time ago, because I wouldn't have known what I needed to get to the next level. If that makes sense. Yep. So you can read all the books. You can watch all the videos. But hey, if you're not learning how to read what's actually happening in the market, if you're trying to find indicators and all of this stuff to tell you what's happening, you know, all of these indicators are lagging. It's not telling you what's happening right now. And that's where the candlesticks come in. And that's why it's important to learn what each candlestick means. Not formations. We're not worrying about formations here. We're worrying about learning how we're learning about how to trade the chart. Let's see, I'm looking at DLTR. It's sitting on his linear regression channel right here at 131.26, which is ironically the 5-minute opening range low. So if it takes that out, you may have some room to go. Yeah, I'm not tooting my horn, but yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Having a good teacher makes a world of difference. And that's why, you know, I had to try to seek out who could give me the knowledge I needed. Because I knew that. And I also know you learn by doing. You know, as a teacher, we demonstrate. You know, we teach you the fundamentals in class, like I do in the programs. Teach you the fundamentals, and I show you how to do it. Send you off to practice it, and you can come in here every day and watch me execute exactly what I teach. And how to make I'm sorry, this cat. But learning how to read the chart and execute based on your rules of engagement every day, coming in, doing the same thing every day, not worrying about the results of the trade, but just focusing on executing. Okay, that's number one. Focusing on executing, not worrying about the results. The results are going to come if you're executing the way you're supposed to. I got lucky. Very, very lucky. You remember, like Abraham used to work in finance. He did taxes. And, there was a guy that was retired. I think he was a consultant or whatever, that he told the guy what I did, and he was interested in talking to me, and that's how we hooked up. And then he hooked me up with the guy that abuses me now, but it works. All right, guys. So I believe this morning it kind of stopped. It's 10 o'clock. Everything is kind of retreated back into its channel. Only trade on Tesla if it confirms going red on the day and takes out 182.50. Then we've got a trade. Everything else is just kind of stuck in this channel. Meta, same thing. You don't want to take any trades inside the pre-market low. We've already talked about that. So you can see under 248. Let's see, what's this? 248.30. You don't want to take a trade under 248.30. Above 248.30. I'm sorry. You're looking at Microsoft, kind of the same thing. The 100 held here. Now there is some room between 100 and 200, but I promise you, there's some predatory algos in between these levels. So you got to be careful of that. Once retail volume slows down, then the algos have free reign. What's moving the market at the open is all of the retail volume that comes in. All of us. And then we start to slow down. And when the volume drops, it makes it easier for us it makes it easier for us to kind of get popped out, because if you're watching your P&L, if you're going to get popped out easy if you're not trusting the technical levels on the chart, if you're not understanding the candlesticks that you're reading. It's going to pop you out. So at this stage, that's why I always tell you to stay away from trading inside channels, because it's no man's land. Oh, thank you. It's no man's land. And we don't want to be caught in no man's land. It's a minefield. It's the kill zone. You're walking into somebody else's kill zone. Tesla. Yeah, we talked about Tesla. Oh, it just confirmed taking out, going red on the day. Barely. You can see this candle barely closed below it. So just keep an eye on it. It may be another 15-20 minutes before it sets up, but Just keep an eye on it. Uh-oh. There we go. Let's see if it's going to go. On the 50 day is at 178.50. You know, that's kind of the final target for me. $178.50. Well, it's 178.51, but still, it's okay. And expect each whole dollar mark, expect it to get held up. Each whole and half dollar mark. And sometimes a $0.25 mark. No, it happens. So we're looking to get through. I better make the price right this time. Want to do 181.25. We're looking to get through. $182. That's the struggle. So 181.25 is the first target. Once it gets through 182. 181.50 I'll take if it gets stuck there and it doesn't want to go anywhere. But like right here, 182 is just too close. It makes no sense to take profit there. Because it's likely, as soon as you take profit, bounce back, stop you out, and then keep going. I mean, you don't want to do that. So 182 is holding. If you can't, you can clearly see by this candle what's happening. And if you want to get a glimpse into what's going on, look at the 2-minute chart. Look at it. We had the one big sell candle. Now we got profit taking. So what I'm going to look for it to do is to start back selling. It may even go back and retest this. But again, as long as the technicals are in play, you let the trade work. And I bet you P&L traders that got in this already bailed out. Because they were watching that P&L go green. Maybe, let's see, under 182. They probably, if you got in 300 shares, you were up over $100. If you're watching your P&L, you were like, yeah. Or you're watching it, it gets up to $100, $125, and then next thing you know, you're back to 80, 75, 60, then you take it off. I'm not going to let it go past 50, and you're done. That's what we have to guard against. It's all about trusting your process. Trusting the chart. Trusting the technicals. Now we're stuck at 182. Went from 182.50 down to 182. Like I said, 181.50, if it gets stuck there, we can't get through 182. There's some people defending this level. 100%. But the question is, are we going to get enough sellers to keep selling? We're clearly stuck at the half dollar, at the whole dollar mark. Clearly. I'm looking to see if there's a sneaky pivot in here somewhere, and it's not. I don't see a sneaky pivot in here. See if we can get through 50. Sometimes we can get a quick dip down to 1.8, the $0.25 mark. If we can get in like under 35, I think we can get there. We get under 35, we should be able to get to 25. There we go. Really nice. Really, really nice. So we're going to do 180.25 on the next. Because that, we've got, no, I'm sorry. 180.45. I'm looking at the daily pivot wrong. There's a daily pivot here at 180. Does anybody else see it? That daily pivot at 180.37 or something like that. $31. 180.31. Does anybody else see it? Let me show you. You've got 180.68, 180.22. That's about the range. Yeah. That is about the range. The 180.31 that I'm looking at was at April 12th. April 12th. That's the one that I'm looking at. It's a sneaky pivot. So tell me what day do y'all see 180.68? back in January. Looks like it bounced off of 180.50. Said January 23rd. No, 27th. Yep, 180.68. So that looks like where it hit. Yeah, 127 in American. Yeah, 127 in American. That's right. All right, so now basically we're just gonna sit back and wait, see if this does come back, or is this just gonna be a base hit and hit 180.68? Like, I gave more credit to the one that hit in April, but obviously this is the one that stuffed it. And honestly, I might have, if I was using this level, I probably would have made that my first target, to be honest with you. Let's see, I always wonder how far is too far for first target when it gets held up at the dollar and quarter dollar. It makes me nervous. Well, you know, our targets are based on areas of support and resistance, you know, which could be daily pivots, could be moving averages. And so what we do is, if it's, you know, let's say it's $3 away. Like here at Tesla, my final target is the 50-day, which is 178.50, basically. It's doubtful that this will move directly there without bouncing and running into support and whatever. So what I do, I have to pick strategic points along the way in order to, you know, take profit, make sure I'm locking in profit. So by taking half off here, then taking another piece off when I get to the 180, you know, 45 target, you know, I'm putting it off 180 because it's 180.31. I am putting it off. So that if it stops 5 or 10 cents before, I can, you know, get in it. But we came close. I mean, this was, what did that candle do? It got down to 181.74. I mean, no, I'm sorry. It got down to 180.58. So it came close before it bounced. But so we just have to be patient. And it may bounce and come back. It may take a while. But I'm going to take a quick break, reset my mind so that I don't start seeing things that aren't there. About 5 minutes. And we'll be back. Be back in 5.